सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। ॐ सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ यं ब्रह्मा वरुणेन्द्ररुद्रमरुतः स्तुन्वन्ति दिव्यैस्तवैः वेदैः साङ्गपदक्रमोपनिषदैः गायन्ति यं सामगाः ध्यानावस्थिततद्गतेन मनसा पश्यन्ति यं योगिनः यस्यान्तन्न विदुःसुरासुरगणाः देवाय तस्मै नमः। देवाय तस्मै नमः। 49 असक्तबुद्धिः सर्वत्र
असक्तबुद्धिः सर्वत्र
जितात्मा विगतस्पृहः
जितात्मा विगतस्पृहः
नैष्कर्म्यसिद्धिं परमाम्
नैष्कर्म्यसिद्धिं परमाम्
सन्न्यासेनाधिगच्छति।
सन्न्यासेनाधिगच्छति।
सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म
सिद्धिं प्राप्तो यथा ब्रह्म
तथाप्नोति निबोध मे।
तथा नोति निबोध मे।
समासेनैव कौन्तेय
समासेनैव कौन्तेय
निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा
निष्ठा ज्ञानस्य या परा
बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तः
बुद्ध्या विशुद्धया युक्तः
धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च
धृत्यात्मानं नियम्य च
शब्दादीन् विषयांस् त्यक्त्वा
शब्दादीन् विषयांस् त्यक्त्वा
रागद्वेषौ व्युदस्य च
रागद्वेषौ व्युदस्य च
विविक्तसेवी लघ्वाशी
विविक्तसेवी लघ्वासी
यत वाक्कायमानसः
यत वाक्कायमानसः
ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यम्
ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यम्
वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः
वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः
अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पम्
अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं
कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहम्
कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं
विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः
विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तः
ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते।
ब्रह्मभूतः प्रसन्नात्मा
ब्रह्मभूतप्रसन्नात्मा
न शोचति न काङ्क्षति
न शोचति न काङ्क्षति
समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु
समः सर्वेषु भूतेषु
मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्.
मद्भक्तिं लभते पराम्.
For Krishna Paramatma, in this section from Shloka 50 onwards, is highlighting or is talking about Jnana Yoga, and more specifically, in Jnana Yoga, Shravanam is very important, but he doesn't refer to Shravanam. He's talking about the final stage of Jnana Yoga. And if you look at the verses closely from 15 onwards, 50 onwards, 49 Sannyasa, 50 Siddhi, then again Nishtha, then Buddhya Yuktaha in 51. And so like that, these words indicate that Jnana Nishtha. Jnanam is easy to get, knowledge. But then, how does that knowledge impact me? How is that knowledge transforming me? That takes a little time. That takes some time. So, therefore, that Nishtha is being talked about. It takes time, and therefore, he's saying the final how, what does it? So, earlier in second chapter, also, Arjuna had asked, Sthita Prajnasya ka bhasha? How can I know who a Sthita Prajna is? Who a Jnana Nishthavan is? So, that he talked about. So, here also, same thing is being discussed. And so, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. We saw that in 53. Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. Means that person who has, of course, Karma Yoga is a Karma Yogi. Now you can't even say he's a Karma Yogi because Karma Yoga is Dvaita Buddhi. Based on Dvaita Buddhi, Karma Yogi is an Ajnani. He has great attributes. He or she has great attributes. And that person is ready for Shravanam. And then after Shravanam and Mananam, then you have Nididhyasanam. So you can say Nididhyasanam is being highlighted in this shlokas. So Brahma Bhuta, next shloka is 54, which we have to study. Brahma Bhutaha Prasannatma is being same Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. And that person who is a Brahma Bhutaha, person who can say without what do you call that? Blinking the eyelid, that Aham Brahma Asmi clearly and mean it and know it and live it. That person is called a Brahma Bhutaha. And you can say that person is a Jivan Muktaha also. Karma Yogaha, Antakarna Shuddhihi, Shravanam, Mananam, and Shravanat Jnanam, Mananat Samshaya Nivrittihi. Okay, these things you know already. And so, Samshaya Nivrittihi, then Nididhyasanam. Nididhyasanat Viparita Bhavana Nivrittihi. Okay. So, it's a nice journey. We can appreciate that journey. So that well assimilated vision is there for this person. That person is called a Brahma Bhutaha. Swamiji gives a very good, Puja Swamiji, long ago when I read his book on Vedanta, he gave a very good example. How does one know that one is a Jnana Nishthavan, one is a Jivan Muktaha? So it seems this person was told, the family was coming in a in a ship. That example, he gave an example of a ship. So they were traveling with a lot of, they were moving from one country to another country, and they were coming in a ship with all the belongings and all. They were coming. So this person had already there in the destination, and so the ship is arriving right now or today. And so he was told, oh, the ship has met with an accident. Ship has met with an accident. And this guy asked, what? What? So what means what? You didn't hear what I said? The ship met with an accident. And he said, so what? So what? Then your family is there in that ship. What? Then after a few seconds, he said, so what? So what? All your things are lost. All the things they were getting, it's all gone. What? All the things that were there, they were coming with, is all gone. So what? Your family, your family is perished in sea. What? Then he said again, your family has perished in sea. Your children, your wife, they are no more. Then he says, then he cries a little bit. After that, he wakes up. So what? So what? Like that. So it's a tall order. It's obviously a tall order. It's an example Swamiji gave long ago, 30 years back. I read that. And so, from what to so what, if one can go from what to so what, then that so what person is a like Puja Swamiji. And so, that means that Vedanta is it accessible to me during my transactions, or am I getting caught up? You have to do what you have to do. Then Krishna is, of course, asking Arjuna to fight the battle. Okay, active. So, question Shinvan Sprishan Jigran. So, he doesn't say stop doing, he doesn't say keep your eyes closed all day long and all that. You have to do. Your life is meant for living. Swamiji gave a talk long ago. Life is meant for living or sitting and doing nothing. That is the question. And so, meant for living. And so, this jnanam also is meant for knowing and living only. Anyway, so this Jivan Mukti Phalam is indicated here also. Brahma Bhutaha, Jivan Muktaha, Brahma Praptaha, one who has gained Brahman. Okay, one who has become Brahman. Become Brahman
Brahmavit.
means one who has Brahmavit. Okay, Brahmavit. Yeah. So become Brahma means Brahmavit, one who knows that I am Brahman. I always was Brahman. Everybody is Brahma, in fact. That person is a Brahma Bhutaha, who is a Prasanna Atma. Prasanna Atma. So, Prasannaha Atma Yasya Saha. Prasannaha Manaha Yasya Saha. Atma here means Manaha. Because Manaha only is Prasanna. Prasannam. Manaha is Apumsakam. So, Manaha only is Prasanna. And so, that cheerfulness must be there in the person. Samsari's mind is turbulent, always turbulent. The Jnana Nishthavan's life need not be any better than this samsari. Life is anybody's guess, correct? Anything can be happening in life. But is the mind more or less cheerful or more or less almost turbulent? This is the question. Turbulent means what? Restless. Need not be agitated all the time, but restless also. I want this, I want that. That also is there. And so that person is a prasannatma, okay, who has that shanti, using the word second chapter, shanti. Here also he said shanti earlier, I think. Which shloka is that? Uh, Somewhere I thought we saw it. Anyway,
Previous only, Shant, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate.
ah, Shantaha, exactly. Shantaha, Brahma Bhuyaya Kalpate. So that manashanti, one who has that manashanti, and one who exudes manashanti to others also. Okay? So obviously it will be like that. Then nashochati, that kind of a person, nashochati. Now he's bringing the word that he introduced in the second chapter. What introduced? Started the Gita teaching with that word, ashocyan. And now slowly concluding with the same word, ashocyan and vashochastvam. And a very bold. So this is why this vision is such a, we have to protect this vision. Because everybody says you will become Asocian in heaven, Swarga. Here it says you are Asocian right now. I mean, not Asocian. You are Asocya. You are Suchi Rahita, Sochya Rahita, Shoka Rahita right now. So it's a huge jump. And it is saying you don't have to jump. The jump is that it says you don't have to jump. That is the jump that we are making here. And so, from samsari to jivan muktaha, that is the journey here. That is the transformation. Na shochati, na anusochanti panditaha. Panditaha, na, Swamiji says panditaha, na grivanti. Grivanti, they don't grieve. Okay. Then na kankshati, kankshati, akanksha, anxiety. Anxiety is there. Remember during COVID time, the anxiety levels were high. All over the world, it was high, unanimously high. Anxiety about the same thing. Imagine everybody worrying about the same thing at the same time. Can you imagine a world where 7 billion people are worrying about the same thing? No, we worried about different things are there that we worry about. The upcoming businessman is worried about his business, how he's going to get orders, this, that, and venture capital, how am I going to get money for the next phase of my operation? Like that, he's worrying about. That guy also worries about the small virus, and people in Andaman and Nicobar Islands also worry about this. There's travel restriction, this, that. And so the tourism people also worrying about it. And it is impacting tourism. That also is a problem. But everybody must be healthy. So everybody worrying about the same thing. But in general, worry also, na kankshati, the sense of fulfillment is there. Sometimes I think, when I think about it, you look at all of yourself, all of you are accomplished people. Accomplished means either you have worked or your husband, wife has worked, and so you're accomplished. Accomplished doesn't mean the person has to work and all that. The working and all, it's a family unit is one unit. So one person decides to work, another person decides to do everything else. That is a big teamwork. So that also included. So therefore, such people, that's why Grahastha, it's very important to be a Grahastha properly. Proper Grahastha life is led. Only such a person can really come to Vedanta. They have figured it out. Brahmachari, then they say, after Veda Parashala, everything, they say what? Go and marry and have children. That is advice given to them. All these boys. That is the right thing to do. Then what? Take sannyasa. That's why I used to wonder about this Buddhist monks, children sent off to ashrams, en masse, all small kids. So it all has to be done very carefully. So you can't just do that. It has to be done very carefully. So after Grahastha ashrama, then the person is ready because everything has been done. All running around has been done. Swamiji gives about this. He gives the example of Puri, Bhatura, Puri, whatever example you want. Puri, you put it in the oil, then padapada, 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 just going around like this. And just running around, and then you turn it around further, then further running around. Run. Finally, it becomes full. And when it is full, it is okay. It says, okay, I'm done. All running around is over. Now I'm okay. I'm full. Purnaha. Okay, take me out of here. It's enough. Samsara is over for me. And I'm ready to go. I can be here for a little longer if you want. If you want me to be darker, I can be here for a while. But otherwise, I'm done. Full example he gives. And so, Atmanyeva Atmana Tushtaha Nakangshati. So, freedom from binding desires. Remember binding desires. Because what does one shloka say? I don't remember now. One shloka says a jnani can have any number of desires. Koti desires he can have. He or she can have. Why? Because Padma Patram Ivambasa. Nothing can touch me. Therefore, I can have even more desires if you want. Because those desires are not for making me more fulfilled. And the desires are a natural expression of the jnani. It is a leela at that point. Is that right? Should we do that? Should we take up that project? Okay, let's take up that. Karu. Now people are working on it. And so that's beautiful. And so not a desire to get, but a desire to give. Loka Sangrahartam, Janakadayaha, like that Krishna had indicated earlier also. Apuryamanamachala pratishtham samudramapah pravishanti yadvat. Hey, this jnani, how can a jnani have desire and all? Don't take it so literally. Anybody, desire is a Shakti. Now Navaratri is going on. You tell in Navaratri, I don't want to have any desires. What are you talking? Hey, who said desire is a virus? If you are acting as though desire is a virus. Shakti she is. She is a Shakti. And so, it's natural to us. Just accept everything the way it is and then see the vision. Did you get? That's why it's all in the head. Cognitive it is. Externally, nothing will change. And so, even doing Shloka Sangrahartham, not even expecting any gratitude, not even expecting any praise or fame. That's beautiful. Samaha, because Samaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Sarveshu Bhuteshu Samaha. I think we've seen this many times. Samam Sarveshu Bhuteshu. Like that, there is a shloka.
Tishtantam. Tishtantam.
Ah, correct, correct. That is there. See, look at this. I've written some shlokas. 518. Vidya Vinaya Sampanne Brahmane Gavi Hastini Shunicha Ivashvapakecha Pandita Samadarshinaha. Samadarshinaha. Okay, Sarva Bhuteshu Samaha. And then again, 6.8, you may want to note. Samaloshta in a clump of earth or a stone or gold. There's three different things there. At least two different things there. And so still the person sees the same thing means what? Even a physicist sees the same thing in all of them. What to talk of Vedanta? And then 6.9, look at this. Suhrun mitra arjudasina madhyastadveshya bandhushu sadhushvapisha papeshu samabuddhir vishishyate. Okay, sadhushvapisha papeshu. What is this? Sadhu and papi also. Sees the same. Sees the same means what? Everything is Brahma. It is like that. It is like that.
629
Father-in-law.
also, 629 also. 629 also same thing.
629 and 32 also if you want to write down. 32, 29 and 32. Sarva bhutastam atmanam is 29. And then sarvatra samadarshanaha, he says there. 29. Sarvatra samadarshanaha. And 32 also. Samam pashyati, like that he says. It's like that father-in-law from Madhya Pradesh who has never seen the ocean and got a son-in-law. Son-in-law is from Mumbai. Perfect. When the time is right, he asked the son-in-law. Time is right. Everything, time has to be right, This is the beauty. Human beings, the mind, sensitive minds, The time is right. He has bete nahi. The son-in-law, I don't think they call beta and all. That is not correct. Son-in-law is the god of the house, so you can't call him beta and all.
Damad.
Damad. So Damad ji.
नहीं प्यार से they do call beta.
जमाई
प्यार
बाबू
से ओके, प्यार से, प्यार से कुछ ना कुछ बोल के, अरे आप तो मुंबई में हैं, because the daughter, he got married in Madhya Pradesh, so even during marriage he didn't get a chance to come to Mumbai. So finally now is the time to come to Mumbai, and so हमको समुद्र देखना है. समुद्र देखना, आप समुद्र नहीं देखा? नहीं, मुझे समुद्र क्या है नहीं मालूम. आई जस्ट डोंट नो. अच्छा, अरे समुद्र, मुंबई में समुद्र है, वहां समुद्र में है हम. So very happy, plans were fixed, and so this son-in-law is a taxi driver, and after picking up on all that everything, the next day he said, okay, kal hum dekhne jayenge. So he starts the day at 8 in the morning, gets the tiffin carrier, everything, and everybody has their lunch, a packed lunch, and then goes to the beach, and then gateway of India, and then ये यहाँ है, यही है समुद्र. And then he drops him off there. मैं आऊंगा बाद में, 5 बजे आऊंगा, because you are aching to see समुद्र. So I'm sure you will keep yourself busy here. You have some money with you, yes. And then 5 o'clock, this son-in-law comes. Son-in-law comes, and the father-in-law is fuming, and up and down is running, and says, क्या बात है पिताजी, क्या बात है, क्या बात है, क्या बात बोलता है तू. एंड ये समुद्र है, ये सब पानी है, सब पानी पानी पानी. What to do? See, Mumbai people also are laughing. So, so पानी है. This guy is angry, पानी है. But Brahma Buddha is not angry, because Krodham Vimuchya, he said just earlier, one shloka ago. If you have a doubt, you please check. Vimuchya, Krodham, and all we saw. Okay, and so this is a different kind of pani hai. That's a different kind of pani hai. So everything is pani, 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 and so that's why people don't come to Advaita Vedanta, because it's all pani. You should look at all this Vishtadvaiti talks and all. It's so beautiful to listen. And they explain about Vaikuntha, and they explain that the colorful it is, all very beautiful it is to look at. And no, I don't think I'm sitting and listening to all those TV talks all day and all. I'm not doing that, but I see the TV is on, so I can hear what's going on. And so, Samaha Sarveshu Bhuteshu, that guy is called Samaha. Samaha refers to that person who sees everything as same, understands differences as mithya. Mithya. Understands, he's very clear. This guy is a very practical guy, really speaking. And so then what happens? Then what happens to the bhakti? All bhakti gone. Bhakti also is mithya, These Advaita people, Vedanta people are dangerous people. You tell them something, immediately they'll say mithya and walk away. And it's very difficult to talk with them. What happens to bhakti? Bhakti vanished. No. Mad bhaktim labate param. Param mad bhaktim labate. Greatest bhakti. Greatest bhakti. Greatest bhakti means what? So Krishna helped us understand. But bhakti also. Chaturvidha bhajante mam jana sukriti no arjuna. See, now it's all, since it's a summary, we can connect very nicely. Artaha. Arto jignasur arthati jnani cha bharatarshava. Bhaktas are of 4 types. Artaha. A distress, a guy who's distressed needs God. He thinks of Bhagavan only during distressed periods. And so, that guy is an Artaha. Then Arthati. Arthati is even more practical. He says, hey, I have to, when I'm doing good also, I should worship Bhagavan. Only then when I'm not good, Bhagavan will come and help me. That kind of a guy is Arthati. Then next level, then there is more to all these things. Jignasu. Amazing shift it is. From Arthati to Jignasu is a massive shift. then of course Jnanasu, it's only a matter of time before the person becomes a jnani. And so, mad bhaktim labate param. Jnani bhaktim labate. That is a para bhakti. We don't have to imagine para means look up and all. No need to look up. Para means the greatest bhakti. And when the divisions are all gone, then you just, there is no difference at all between me and him. And now the puja is being done, still the guy will do puja. Okay. So, Deho Devalayah Proktaha Jivo Devas Sanatanaha Tyajed Ajnana Nirmalyam Soham Bhavena Pujayet. I'm going to do this puja. Still I'm going to do, even though I know you are me, I'm going to do this puja. Because Takarana Shuddhi, I can always have a little more Takarana Shuddhi. Or I'm doing because I'm a Grahastha and I have to be a role model. Grahastha's duty is to do puja. Therefore, duty. Then suddenly duty kicks in. Duty is based on ashrama, not based on knowledge. Vedic duty is based on ashrama. Agnihotradi, Sandhyavandanadi has to be done. Pitri Tarpanadi has to be done. Jnani also has to do. Janaka also has to do. Sri Rama used to do. Hey, what Janaka? Sri Rama was doing Tarpanam to Dasharatha. Where is the question of anybody else not doing? Okay. So, so I got a request. I don't know if I mentioned this to you recently from our children in Mysore. They want to learn how to do this Tarpana. Because some of them don't have fathers, mothers, and all. So the request has come from them. We want to learn how to do it. So there's a mini project out there. So that's a good sign. So the Advaita Bhakti. Bhakti means closeness. Okay, closeness. The more I love somebody, the closer the person is to me. Okay. And the closer they are. Two people love each other. Means the closer they are. They embrace each other. Like somebody gives that example. The distance between them becomes less and less until they say we are one unit. So if they themselves can say that, then what about a jnani? Bhakti is highest when people love each other so much. Therefore, when the distance is zero, bhakti must be even higher. Even higher. Therefore, that's the way to think about this. Therefore, that Advaita Bhakti is the Para Bhakti. Here, Krishna is using the word Para Bhakti. And Shankaracharya says this. He says, Jnana Lakshanam Chaturthim Labhate. Labhate is there in Krishna's shloka. Shankara says, Jnana Lakshanam Chaturthim. So now you know Chaturthi means what? Jnani, Jnana Lakshanam, Artaha, Artharthi, Jijnasu, Jnani cha. So he just says Chaturthi and walks away. He assumes we know what he is talking about. And so these are the indicators of Jivan Muktitvam. Okay. And Paramathanandaji gives a nice acronym. He's famous for acronyms. Okay. And to help us memorize, know what topics are. So here the acronym is called FIR. So many of Swamiji's students know that. FIR. Not this first information report. No, not that. And it's good in a way because you connect to FIR, police station FIR also. But here FIR is different. FIR means what? When something happens to me, difficult situations are going to be there in our lives. Advaita Vedanta will not remove difficult situations. How I'm going to handle it is the question, is what Advaita does to me. And so, frequency of this mental disturbances, frequency of anxiety. Because something happens, anxiety will be there, stress will be there. Before I figure out what to do. So, how often that is happening to me, that is called frequency. That frequency has to reduce, will reduce in time. See, Jnanam is there, but this FIR reduction will take some time. Okay? frequency of these mental disturbances, number one. Next, number two. Number two is intensity of the mental disturbance. Intensity. How traumatic it is, how the disturbance, how severe it is. Severity is the number two. Intensity, FIR. R is after the mind has been disturbed, how much time it takes for me to come back to my normal state. How much time means what? How many weeks? No, not how many weeks, how many days. No, not how many days, but how many hours also. That is called response time. Frequency, intensity, and response time of reduction of, or not reduction, of mental disturbances. And so, FIR must be reduced. So, that is, as Swamiji says, these days people are using very fancy words like emotional quotient, intelligence quotient, and all that. So, I'm going to call this resilience quotient. This is Swamiji's word. You have to trademark all these things. Resilience quotient. And conduct a camp called Improve Your Resilience Quotient. Some other organizations will do all these things. They will trademark it, then market it, everything. So it's interesting. So resilience quotient, that's what this is. FIR, reduction, or FIR itself. What's your resilience quotient? When you all meet each other, you cannot talk to each other. What's your resilience quotient? I've been doing some of my homework itself. I think mine is some 50, 40. Trying to reduce it to 40 in this 1 year. So, therefore, so that okay. So I think we got it. The response is going to be mental, verbal, and physical also. Physically also, anxiety will manifest in the mind, of course. Verbally also, it will respond because I'm going to have to respond to situations. I may react, and physically also, it's going to manifest. Shivering will be there. Or Sidanti Mama Gatrani, Arjuna also had that. So then slowly the physical part will go away, then the vocal part will go away, and then the mind is there. And then my mental disturbance also is reduced slowly. So let's look at this shloka. Having
11.8 also is same meaning, no? 12.8, sorry.
Ah.
Mayeva manadatva. Mayi buddhim niveshaya nivasishyasi mayeva ata urdhvam na samshaya.
Okay. Yeah. Sounds similar there. Let's translate. Having become Brahma or Brahman, having become Brahman, you can put become in quotes. The tranquil minded person neither grieves nor longs for anything. Nor longs for anything. I think longs is a verb, proper verb. Longs for anything. Full stop.
Aspires.
Okay. Aspire. Not sure. Being the same towards all beings. Being the same towards all beings. He attains the highest devotion towards me. He attains the highest devotion towards me. Being the same towards all beings, he attains the highest devotion towards me. All right. So having become Brahman, the tranquil-minded person neither grieves nor longs for anything. Full stop. Being the same towards all beings, being, okay, comma, he attains highest devotion towards me. Next shloka. Bhaktya mamabhijanati
भक्त्या मामभिजानाति
yavan yaschasmi tattvataha
यावान्यस्यास्मि तत्त्वतः
tato mam tattvato jnatva
ततो मां तत्त्वतो ज्ञात्वा
vishate tadanantaram.
विशते तदनन्तरम्.
Yeah. Again, bhaktya is using the word. Oh, yeah. So we saw in the Bhakti Yoga chapter that bhakti is the common thread. The entire journey, the common thread is bhakti. What did Swamiji say? Any sadhanam is called bhakti. The attitude also is called bhakti. Bhakti is a whole series. Everything we are doing is bhakti. Okay, bhakti. That is how it is. We saw last time in Bhakti Yoga. And so here, bhaktya mam abhijanati. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. See, as I said earlier, jnanam is instantaneous. It's quick. Either I know it or I don't know it. That's how it is. That is jnana. But then jnana nishta takes time. FIR reduction takes time. Okay? FIR reduction takes time. Takes living through it, recalling the vision. The vision is what protects me. And so it takes time. And so in terms of jnanam, you can't compare two jnanis. Two jnanis cannot be compared with respect to jnanam because jnanam is the same thing. Okay? But then can you rate them in some other way if you ask? In terms of FIR reduction, you can rate them. Somebody is, what do you call it? Okay, so I don't want to use English words and all that. But you can rate them because FIR reduction takes time. So Viveka Chudamani, Chakracharya writes a text. And then our Shingeri Acharya, Bharati Tirtha Swamiji wrote a commentary on that Grantha, Viveka Chudamani, Prakarana Grantha. There, in one of the shlokas, he gives this gradation. He uses a gradation. He says the gradation is like this: Brahmavid, one who knows Brahma is a jnani, Brahmavid. Then Brahmavid Varaha, Brahmavid Variyan, Brahmavid Varishtaha. Like that, he gives gradation. And so, but we don't have to worry about it. But we just understand that jnanam is jnanam. Either I know it or I don't know it. But then it takes time. The jnana nishta takes time. Takes time because the person is, for how many janmas we've been like this? For how many janmas we've been trying to defend ourselves from the world? Have to somehow make it, somehow make it, somehow make it, somehow make it. This somehow make it doesn't end at all. So to let go from that, the stance is always like this. And to relax from that stance takes some time. So this is the 55. Then 56 again, next shloka is going to go to Karma Yoga. So this is like a consolidating shloka of this Jnana Yoga. Okay. So Bhaktya Mam Abhijanati. This bhakti is in the form of Nididhyasanam. Because we are talking about Nididhyasanam now. So that Nididhyasanam is a form of bhakti only. Bhakti doesn't mean you are constantly doing bhajan. A bhajan is one type of bhakti. Japam is one type of bhakti. Puja is one type of manifestation of bhakti. And so, here also, Nididhyasana Rupa Bhakti. And so that chapter 12, it was, I think, Bhakti Yoga. And Shankaracharya says in Viveka Chudamani, number 31st shloka, Moksha Karana Samagriyam. Among all the samagris there, samagri means things, tools that are available for moksha. Moksha Karana Samagriyam, Bhakti Reva Gariyasi. Bhakti is the greatest. Like that he says there. Then he defines what bhakti is. Okay. Swaswarupanusandhanam bhaktirityavidhiyate. Swaswarupa anusandhanam. Recognizing your true nature is the greatest bhakti, he says. That means what? Bhakti is for whose sake? Is it for God's sake? I am devoted to God. No, I am not devoted to God for God's sake also. Okay, I may be devoted to God because if God gets upset by me, then he can do damage, severe damage to me. Yeah, that means finally I am the one. Commitment is to me only. I have no choice but to be devoted to God. That means I am the one. Final commitment is to me. Therefore, bhakti also is a means only. Therefore, Shankara is saying, Swaswarupanu Sandhanam. Recognizing your true self. That is bhakti. That is the greatest bhakti also, you can say. That is bhakti. So from Dvaita Bhakti, I have to move towards Advaita Bhakti. Okay. So, Bhaktya, that kind of Bhaktya, Nididhyasana Rupa Bhaktya, Jnana Nishtha Rupa Bhaktya, Mam Abhijanati. Earlier, Mam Janati. Jnanam is there already, so Mam Janati. Abhijanati means that vision is completely assimilated, completely understood. There is no dash of doubt. This is the only jnanam where there can be no doubt. Only jnanam where further research is not possible. Can you believe it? Further research is not possible. The scientists will question, how can you say research is not possible? Because the sciences, physical sciences, research is growing. Nobody can say research has ended. This topic is closed. You can't say that. Can't say that. Always. Now they are talking about AI. And everybody is talking about AI. We are using AI to improve the medical diagnosis. They are talking about using artificial intelligence to do other things also. Somebody told me this. Anyway, it's a huge field. We don't want to get into that discussion. So growing, suddenly growing. See, until then it was also growing, but now it's exploded. Now teachers are worried. How am I going to figure out if this thing is coming from his buddhi or that's AI's buddhi, chat GPT's buddhi? No way to figure out. No way to figure out. And so it's going to present a very interesting, very conundrum to people who hire. We need to talk to our company CEOs and all, and how they are looking at hiring. Because how do you assess a person? How do you assess a person? One person offered me a job because he liked my cover letter. I mean, he liked my qualification. Simply, the bozo will not get a job. But cover letter, he liked it. Cover letter. No, you like my cover letter means that means that writing is so important. He felt that person, that CEO of a small company it was, and liked that cover letter. And he offered me a job based on that. Based on that, he kept saying 2 times he said it. So that means writing is so important, articulating is important. That shows how good you are at thinking. It's an indirect way to figure out. So now how are they going to figure out? Chat GPT will give you a letter. Now our sevaks are all giving me ideas. They're telling Guruji, use Chat GPT and ask them, do this. It will tell you, you can tell it. You have provide this content, you can tell it, present it in 5 slides. Because one conference is coming up. I have to go to Udupi in 2 weeks. And so do this, somebody said. Acha, really? Presentations also it can do? Can it talk on my behalf also? Can it travel on my behalf? That will be, that's what really what I want, because 2 days I have to go. The Kathopanishad class gone. So that is what my thinking is. I don't know how people are going to figure out. But challenges are there. That means what? How come challenges are there? Because things are moving, things are changing, new things are coming, and new things have to come also. Why? To solve all these challenges, new things have to come. You need another AI engine which can figure out if this letter was written by AI or not. Yeah, why is it not possible? Go figure it out. So people are going to be busy forever. Only here you can say jnana nishtha. Full stop can be put. Because sarvam khalu idam brahma niravayavatvat. It is not, it is partless. Like this guy. Pani, pani hai. Sab pani hai. Pani hai. This guy is, okay, pani hai. Uske baad nothing you can do. So, like that. Bhaktya mam abhijanati. Yavan. Yavan. There is a word called Yavan here. Very interesting. Look at that. Yavan yaha cha asmi tatvatah. Cha. There is a word called cha in between. Cha means and. Abhijanati. And two things have to be known. And Yavan. Yavan means referring to Saguna Brahma. Paroksha Ishvara. Saguna Ishvara. Maya Sahita Brahma. Apara Prakriti. You should not stare at all these words. Everything must be, yes, we know all these things. Apara Prakriti. It is to be known Yavan. And then Yahacha Tattvataha Asmi. And Tattvataha Asmi. In reality, what I am also, this guy knows. Nirgunam Brahma. Paroksha Ishvara. Para Prakriti. Like this, all these words you can say. Okay, that is what is being said here. Tataha mam tatvataha. Tataha. Okay, yahacha asmi tatvataha. Absolute reality also he knows. Relative reality also he knows. Ishvara is the Srishtikarta. तस्मात् ये तस्मात् आत्मनः आकाशः सम्भूतः आकाशात् वायुः वायोरग्निः अग्नेरापः अद्य पृथिवी. That also that person knows. That is Saguna Ishvara. Okay. Then there is Nirguna Brahman. Nirguna Ishvara is Nirguna Brahman. Okay. Maya Rahita Ishvara. Maya also is sustained by Brahma. That guy understands. That is why we celebrate Navaratri. Antarmukha Samaradhya Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Wow. Very nice. Very nice. You are Antarmukha Samaradhya. You are somebody. Only the guy who is asking, going inwards, means asking, turning the attention towards Atma. That is called Antarmukha. It's not like you're going to look inside like this. But Antarmukha, Samaradhya, those who those who worship you by turning inward, they are called Antarmukhaihi, Antarmukha Purushaihi, Samaradhya, Bhavati. Then Bahirmukha Sudurlabha, those who are Bahirmukhas, those who are behind Artha and Kama and Dharma, they can't really figure you out. Bahirmukha Sudurlabha. Durlabha itself is enough. Durlabha is difficult to get. Sudurlabha, absolutely difficult to get it. Su, that word su, prefix. Amazing it is. Amazing. Just too amazing. So, here he says, Tataha mam tatvataha jnatva. Tataha. Tataha means having gained this knowledge. इसके बाद क्या करूं? क्या करना है स्वामी जी, गुरु जी? This question should not arise. What should I do after this? should not arise, will not arise. And so that's what he's saying. Tatvatah jnatva, having understood me exactly as I must be understood, tatvatah, in reality. Tasya bhavaha tatvaha, tatvatah. Okay. Asatoma sadgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritangamaya. And Kathopanishad, Mrityu means Kathopanishad comes to my mind. Manasa eva idamaptavyam neha nanasti kinchana. Manasa eva idamaptavyam. This has to be understood by the mind only. Which has to be understood by the mind? This tattvam has to be understood by the mind only. Even though it is not an object. Manasa, you can't figure out. Like that, Taittiriya Upanishad says. Yan manasana manute, Kenopanishad says. No, you can't grasp Atma by manasa. But Yama says you have no choice, but you have to use the mind only. Even to understand this, you have to use the mind. Manasa eva idam aptavyam. What should I understand? Neha nanasti kinchana. Kathopanishad. There is no such thing as two things in this universe. Nana means many. Okay. Then Mrityosya mrityum gacchati yaha nana iva pashyati. What about the guy who sees differences and thinks the differences are absolutely real? That person, mrityosya mrityum gacchati. He goes from death to death, it seems. That guy is what keeps me busy. That's what Yama is saying. And so, tataha mam tatvatah jnatva. Chapter 7. Jnanam teham savijnanam. Idam vakshyamya sheshataha. Jnanam, vijnanam. That also words you can use here. Yavan, apara prakriti, para prakriti, jnanam, vijnanam. Idam vakshyami asheshataha. Yajnatva neha bhuyonyat, he said there. Hey, there is, after that, the game is over. You can sit in the field if you want, but there won't be any players. Even this spectators won't be there. Game is over. After that, you are free to do what you want. And so, vishate tadanantaram. Tadanantaram, after that, after jnanam and vijnanam, vishate. Vishate, literal meaning enters. Enters. Mam. Mam vishate. He enters me. He enters me. My God, this is scary because entering something. I am not Hanuman. Hanuman could enter this one. Rakshasi was there outside Sri Lanka. So, I forgot her name. So, Surasa. Surasa.
Kedika.
Yeah, Surasa. Surasa. Yeah, some names are there. Surasa, I think one name comes to my mind. So, she said, you have to go into me and then something like that. So, if Hanuman kept on becoming big, suddenly he reduced his size, went inside her. And then there was some. Then he says, you are my mother and all that. And she blesses him and etc. So like that entering, he can do, but I can't enter like that. I am afraid of entering and all that. Entering even taking a swim also, I'm having problems. And you're saying enter me and all that. Vishate. Hey, that's figurative. Don't take it too literally. Entering is a way of saying that your world is now different. In fact, you are the world. Your question of entering the world. You are now part of the world. It's as though you have entered the world. Until now, you were all away from the world. Until now, I was away from the world. I was facing the world and confronting the world. But as Atma, I am the world. I am the world. Vishate. And Pravishanti. Same thing. Apuryamana pratishtam. Samudramapa pravishanti yadvat. Tadvat kamayam pravishanti sarve. Sashanti mapnoti na kama kami. So there he's talking about kama. Kama's entering, desires entering. What happens if this jnani gets more and more desires? It is like ocean getting more rain. Ocean is not going to overflow just because more rain comes. Okay, so that thing happens. It just accepts it. Ocean also accepts. Land can get flooded. That is possible. These days, cities will quickly get flooded because more and more trees are gone, more and more parking lot, more and more roads, more and more buildings. Therefore, less and less soil to absorb. At least here in India, you've got buildings and roads. But America, one more thing you have to add. You have to add one more thing. Parking lot you have to add. Huge areas. You have stores with parking lot, huge parking lot will be there. यहाँ पर parking lot is equal to road. Don't say there is no parking lot in India. India, we do have parking lot. It's called road. It's called road. And so these days some multi-story malls and all are coming up. But otherwise it's a road. We all live together and we enjoy each other. And so यहाँ पर ऐसा है. So therefore, there that kama pravishanti he talks about. And Shankaracharya says, see, tad anantaram vishate. Tad anantaram means after jnananantaram vishate. After gaining knowledge, he enters. Entering is an action, you know. So Shankaracharya is alert to that. Because our mindset is what? Now I know, how should I practice it? Practice theory. This is theory, correct? Everything we are studying is theory. And then we have to practice after it also, correct? This is the mindset, theory, practice, mindset. So Shankaracharya steps in. He says, just listen to this. Na atra jnana pravesha kriye. Hey, there are no two things called jnana prapti and pravesha kriya. Pravesha kriya, the action of entering is there, indicated by Krishna. And then jnanam, of course, is there. Hey, there are no two things called jnanam and entering. The two things are not there. Bhinne vivakshite, na bhinne vivakshite. No, that is not the intention. Krishna is not telling there are two different things to do. Okay. Phala antara abhavat jnanamatrameva. Hey, knowledge is the result itself. Therefore, there are no two things called jnanam and then the result of jnanam. It's all the same thing. Like that, he comments. Kshetrajnan chapi mam vidhi iti uktatvat. Shankara is giving a reason. Hey, already Krishna has said Kshetrajnan chapi mam vidhi. So, let's translate the shloka. By bhakti, within brackets, knowledge, he knows me properly. Hyphen. How much and who I am in reality. How much and who I am in reality. Okay, full stop. Thereafter, tataha, thereafter, knowing me in reality, tattvataha jnatva, the word tattvataha comes two times here. Thereafter, knowing me in reality, comma, he enters me soon after that. He enters me within brackets. He enters me soon after that. And that should be followed by knowing in brackets. He enters me soon after knowing that. Knowing. Full stop. Let's read that again. By bhakti knowledge, he knows me properly as to how much, as to who and how much I am in reality. or as to how much and who I am in reality. Full stop. Thereafter, knowing me in reality, he enters me soon after that knowing. Full stop. We continue. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Sri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.